My name is Darnell Martin, and this is my video testimony. I grew up in a single parent household with my mother, my sister, and because of my sister's special needs, I am like the older sibling, even though I'm the youngest in age. I was born in Dayton, Ohio, but we moved to Houston, Texas when I was 5 years old. And Houston is my home. Houston is the place where I was raised. I mean, I did all my Houston and schooling. And Houston was home to everything that I knew and I loved. In the 10th grade, we weren't doing so well financially, and we prayed nightly to God for Him to open a door for us financially and just to help us and please deliver an end to all the stressful situations that we were getting into. And one day God answered our prayers. And He answered our prayers in the form of a job opportunity. Now, unfortunately for me, the job opportunity for my mom was in Austin, Texas. Of course, this was an opportunity that she just couldn't pass. And so we were faced with a conundrum. Me personally, I did not want to leave my friends and my football team and all the relationships and things that I have built over the times and just pick up and leave and start over in a brand new city and be surrounded by strangers and have to build new relationships and friendships that took a lifetime to build, or which seemed a lifetime to build, with new people. I did not want to do it. And so I was faced with a choice of moving to Austin with my family or staying in Houston and moving in with my aunt and just finishing out high school in Houston. So, like a naive individual that I was in 10th grade, I chose to stay in Houston and move in with my aunt and finish out the school year. Now, my mother, and my sister, we have always been very tight. And I mean tighter than glue. We have been inseparable. Since we moved to Houston when I was 5 years old, it has always been us three. So this was a brand new experience for all of us. And honestly, personally, I must say that in my life full of decisions that I've made, this is the one decision that I truly regret. I regret moving out and not staying with my mom and going to Austin and staying in Houston and moving in with my aunt. Now, I must say that living with my aunt was no bad experience at all. And I love my aunt to death. And she treated me well. She treated me as if I was one of her kids, as to be expected from my aunt. But it was just different. I would go to Austin on the weekends and I would cry on the way back home. It would break my heart come Sunday when I have to leave my family and leave my mom and leave my sister to come back to Houston. It would break my heart to see my sister cry and ask me why I was not staying for the week. And so I was just faced with a tough predicament. I felt like I was being selfish, and I felt like God wanted me to go to Austin and be with my mom. Like that, the plan was for all three of us to go to Austin and be together. The plan wasn't just for me to stay in Houston. So I decided to stay for the remaining of the semester. We moved, and they moved to Austin in December, and so I stayed for the rest of the spring semester. And then at the end of the spring semester, I packed up from my aunt's house and I moved into Austin with my mom. When I finally let go and let God and trusted Him and trusted the plan and the path that He had set for me, my life excelled. I moved to Austin and instantly the joyness that I felt like I was lacking at my aunt's house, I had found it again. I was back with my mom. I was back happy. I had gotten on the football team and within weeks I had earned a starting spot. And I instantly started making new friends. Everyone in Austin was so welcoming, and it was amazing because I came from a place in Houston, an area to where that people they weren't that welcoming, and it took a lifetime to build these friendships because the people that I was around weren't as opening weren't as open as the people that I had became to be around. I had even joined a youth group at a church in Austin just because the Christians that I encountered there were so different from the Christians that I encountered at home. They made me feel welcome when I came to church, and they were happy to see me and excited that me and my family were able to make it this weekend and be guests at their church. That they just it made me want to actually be active and be a part of the things that they had going on in church. And the decision to move out of my aunt's house and let go of the relationships and things that I had going on in Houston and take a leap of faith and trust God and trust what He has planned for me and move back in with my mom and my sister was the greatest decision I had ever made in my entire life. And I feel like I am so much better off because of it, and I wouldn't be in the blessed situations that I am in today. Currently, I am a college football player at SAGU. I would never be a college football player at SAGU if I stayed at Hightower in Houston because I wouldn't have been faced with the same opportunities. I was able to come to Austin and excel, and it bettered me. It expanded my horizon. I was surrounded by more diversity. I mean, I came from a predominantly black school when I was in Houston in a predominantly African American area. Everyone that I was around was black. Once I moved to Austin, I was introduced to a brand new culture, a culture that was actually diverse to where everyone that I saw wasn't the same color as me. So I had to learn how to interact with different kinds of people, and it really taught me valuable people skills that I would not have learned if I would have stayed in Houston. And so these are things that wouldn't have happened to me if I would have never just let go and let God. That is the point that I'm getting to, is that I was being selfish and not following the plan that God had set for me, that God had set for our family. God heard all of our prayers. And He set a road and a plan for us to go to Austin together. And as soon as I let go and joined in the plan, us as a family, we excelled. My sister, she entered Special Olympics, and I was able to start coaching Special Olympics. And that's where I found one of my passions. I would have never known that I loved being a coach for Special Olympics. That is one of my passions. She excelled. She began to win gold medals left and right. She became a gold medalist in track, softball, bocce ball, golf, basketball, and bowling. She became gold medal in all of that. I was amazed. Who would have known that my special needs sister is a medalist and a Special Olympic medalist? And it's all because we were able to let go and let God and take a step out into the darkness. We were able to take a step off of the boat and into the water, and trust Him that we weren't going to drown. And of course, like God always does, He didn't let us down. He would never put nothing on our back that we can't hold, that we can't bear. He would never give us too much. And I understood, and I understand that now. And it was something that I didn't understand before. And I honestly was just afraid of the future, which made me scared to make the jump. But once I stopped being afraid of the future and I put my trust into God, my life got extremely better.